So you're thinking about moving to the Oklahoma City area, but you want to know the pros and the cons, the good, the bad, the inside track on what it's like to live in Oklahoma City. Well, that's exactly what we're going to cover in this video, and we're going to get after it right now. My name is Ben, and I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking for help to make their move to the Oklahoma City area, and I love it. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Happy to help you make that smooth transition to the Oklahoma City area. So like I said, today we're talking about the pros and the cons of living in Oklahoma City. I am a lifelong resident of Oklahoma City. I was born and raised here, and I've been fortunate enough to travel around the world and see a lot of different cities all over the world. And I can tell you there is no place quite like Oklahoma City. It's a great place to call home, and I hope to share a little bit about what I love about this city in this video. We'll go over some of the pros of living in Oklahoma City, as well as some of the cons, some of the things that you might want to take into consideration before calling Oklahoma City your home. So Oklahoma City is the capital city of the state of Oklahoma, and it has a population of just under 675,000 according to the latest census data. And it has that dense suburban feel, but with all of the modern amenities that you could want in a large city. Plenty of things to do around town. Lots and lots of entertainment options, lots of outdoor activities that you can engage in and around Oklahoma City. And it's a great place for all sorts of families, whether you are a single individual or a retired person or a family with young children. There is something for everyone in the Oklahoma City area. So we're going to dive into those pros and cons right now. Pro number one of living in Oklahoma City is the cost of living and real estate. Oklahoma City has a cost of living score of 91.5 on a scale of 100, according to the personal finance website vitana.org. That means you can earn $47,000 living in Oklahoma City and enjoy the same lifestyle as you would making $60,000 in a place like Atlanta, Georgia. And if we take a look at the median home price in Oklahoma City, we can see that cost of living and real estate reflected there as well. The median list price for a home in Oklahoma City at the time of this recording is $310,000, with the median sold home price being $262,500. Now that is well below the national average of $410,000, again at the time of this recording. So your real estate dollar does go further in a city like Oklahoma City than it would in many of the other major metropolitan areas in the United States. And on a related note, the labor market in the Oklahoma City area is strong. The presence of the military supports about 32,000 secondary jobs, and there are some major corporations that have locations here, such as AT&T, Hobby Lobby, Mercy Health, Devon Energy, and Paycom, just to name a few. The unemployment rate in Oklahoma City is 3.3%. Jumping into con number one of living in Oklahoma City, and that is wages. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, workers in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area had an average hourly wage of $24.54 in May of 2021, which is about 12% below the national average of $28 at that time. Now, to my first point, the cost of living in Oklahoma City is lower than other parts of the country, so while we do have a lower average wage, those dollars do go further. One pro tip for those of you who are able to do your work online, maybe you are a website designer or a programmer or a person whose work can be done via the internet for the most part, Oklahoma City is a great place to consider living while working remote. In that scenario, in that way, you can make wages from another part of the country while living in Oklahoma City, where the cost of living is much lower. So again, your dollars are going to go further. Moving on to pro number two of living in Oklahoma City, and that is the food scene. I could do an entire video on the food scene here in Oklahoma City, and maybe I'll do that. Let me know down in the comment. Do you want to see a food video, a restaurant video on this channel? I would love to do that. That would be a ton of fun. But surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, maybe you already knew this, Oklahoma City is home to some incredible restaurants. We have some award-winning chefs who call Oklahoma City home, and our restaurant scene, honestly, I would put it up against any other major city in the country. I've been to New York City, Manhattan many times, love it up there, and have had some incredible food up there. And I'm telling you, many of the restaurants that we have here in Oklahoma City would do just fine in Manhattan. Our food scene is that good. So I'll name just a few here. This is by no means a comprehensive list, but restaurants like Frida, Gray Sweater, Ma Dare, goodness, I could go on and on. There are so many incredible restaurants in the Oklahoma City area and chefs that have won national awards for the work that they do here. So the food scene is definitely one reason that you should consider living in the Oklahoma City area. All right, moving on to con number 2 of living in Oklahoma City. Now, this is a fairly new one, a fairly recent development, but that is the traffic in and around Oklahoma City. It's gotten pretty rough during the rush hour times, whether it be your morning commute or your evening commute coming home after work. With a growing city and more folks moving to the area, we're seeing a lot more congestion than we saw a decade ago. And so you've really got to allow some extra time to get where you need to go, especially in the morning or in the evening. Now, we're not quite on the level of like Dallas yet, but we are getting to a point where traffic is definitely an inconvenience, and if you don't plan for it, again, especially during that morning rush hour or afternoon, evening rush hour, you're probably going to be late getting to where you're going. So you definitely want to plan ahead. You want to use some sort of map system that is looking at traffic in real time. Waze is one that I like to use. Apple Maps has recently updated to include traffic information. So just something to be mindful of, that you've got to plan ahead a little bit for that traffic in the Oklahoma City area. Moving on to pro number 3 of living in Oklahoma City, that is the entertainment options that we have available. There are a ton of concert venues around the Oklahoma City area, and we get a lot of great bands traveling through on tour that will perform here in Oklahoma City. In addition to that, we have a pro sports team, the Thunder basketball team. I've got the Thunder colors on the wall behind me right now. College football is a huge thing in this area, and although it's technically not in Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma Sooners are just down the road in Norman, about a 30-minute drive from here. So sports is definitely something that's huge in Oklahoma City. We also have tons of outdoor activities. If you are someone who is into hiking or fishing or cycling, we have a lot of great trails around the local lakes in the Oklahoma City metro. And so there are plenty of entertainment options. No matter what you're into, you can find what you're looking for in or near the Oklahoma City area. All right, moving on to con number 3 of living in Oklahoma City, that is the summer heat. Y'all, it has been hot. We had one of the hottest summers on record this past summer, and I know many parts of the country experienced that, and we also certainly experienced it here in Oklahoma City with several weeks on end of temperatures over 100 degrees every single day. Now, we do get all 4 seasons here in Oklahoma City, so in the winter we're going to have snow. Sometimes we have ice, which is not great, and in the spring and fall, those seasons have those typical seasonal temperatures as well, and in the summers, again, it has been really hot lately, so that is certainly something to consider if you're thinking about relocating to this part of the country. Moving on to pro number 4 of living in Oklahoma City, and that is the central location. It's convenient to get to other parts of the country from Oklahoma City. We've got an airport located just on the southwest side of the city, and you can easily get to other major metropolitan areas pretty quickly. Obviously, Dallas is a quick, short flight from here, just 30 minutes or so, or just about a 2.5 to 3 hour drive, depending on the time of day that you're making that transit. But also in Oklahoma City, I-35 and I-40 intersect. Those two interstates sort of bisect the nation, north to south and east to west. And so you're conveniently located near that kind of major crossroads, that major intersection of 2 of the largest interstate systems in the country. So being that you're right in the middle of the country, you can conveniently get to where you need to go elsewhere in the United States if you are located in Oklahoma City. All right, moving on to con number 4 of living in Oklahoma City, and that is education. Oklahoma as a state ranks near the bottom in the United States in education. Now, having said that, there are some incredible schools and some incredible school districts. The bottom line here, if you are planning a move to the Oklahoma City area, and you have school-age children, or you are planning to have school-age children, then just like any part of the country where you would be moving to, do your research on the schools serving the particular neighborhoods that you are interested in, and know what you're getting into ahead of time. That's the best advice I can give, whether you're relocating to Oklahoma City or anywhere else. One of the reasons that education is ranked lower in the state of Oklahoma is because teacher pay in the state of Oklahoma is not on par with what it is in other parts of the country. And so honestly, we have a hard time retaining great teacher talent here. Pro number 5 of living in Oklahoma City is that it is a great place for veterans to retire. Oklahoma City maintains a positive relationship with the armed forces because of the economic benefits that come from stationed personnel here in and around Oklahoma City. The robust military ties make this a top 10 location for veterans who are ready to retire. There's plenty of healthcare access in the city and surrounding region, and anyone living on benefits or Social Security, they'll have their funds stretch further in a place like Oklahoma City than they would in other parts of the country. Again, going back to the first point of the cost of living in the Oklahoma City area. And related to the military retirement benefits in Oklahoma, you'll find all of the support systems from the VA to the VFW right here in Oklahoma City. Con number 5 of living in Oklahoma City is that the infrastructure funding can be somewhat lacking. Oklahoma City and the state at large has had some budget struggles that continue to remain unresolved. The solution that typically comes through city council or the legislature is to raise taxes to cover that shortfall. That means that many infrastructure problems are underfunded and not repaired on time, which includes our bridges and our roadways. And it's not unusual to encounter some potholes and some bumps on the road when you're traveling around the Oklahoma City area. And pro number 6 of living in Oklahoma City is a surprisingly diverse culture. Many people outside of the state see Oklahoma City as a monolith, but Oklahoma City is surprisingly diverse. It gets a letter grade of A+ when it comes to diversity, according to the website niche.com. Oklahoma City has a high level of cultural and ethnic diversity, and one of the ways that you will actually see that played out in Oklahoma City is the many different restaurants we have from various cultures around the world. You can find all sorts of great food, which I mentioned at an earlier point in this video, but many kinds of international food. All of that stuff is here in Oklahoma City. All right, those are the pros and the cons of living in Oklahoma City. If I missed anything, let me know down in the comments. Obviously, there's way more information that could have been covered in this video, but I wanted to hit kind of the major points and let you know what to expect when you make your move to the Oklahoma City area. If you're considering a move to Oklahoma City, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Would love to help you make a smooth transition to the Oklahoma City area. And until the next time, remember that your dream home is just around the corner. I'll see you in the next video.